Well, doctor, can you just talk about what gluten is? I think we hear a lot about gluten sensitivity, but what is it exactly?
Yes, of course. Gluten is a protein in many different grains. Think of a protein like a brick wall. Digestion is taking the mortar off the bricks, and each brick is an amino acid. Proteins are made up of amino acids. So to digest protein, we have to take the mortar off the brick wall, so you have each individual brick. The problem with celiac disease and non-celiac gluten sensitivity is that we can't get the mortar off the bricks. So instead of having one brick that gets absorbed into the bloodstream, which is how it's supposed to be, maybe two bricks, that's called a dipeptide, what happens in both celiac disease and non-celiac gluten sensitivity is if someone took a sledgehammer and broke the wall into a bunch of clumps or pieces, you've got a 33 brick clump, a 17 brick clump, a 21 brick clump. So you get these big clumps going into your bloodstream. And when they get into your bloodstream, the brain says, wait, well, what's this? This is not good for me. I can't use this to build new muscle or new nerve hormones called neurotransmitters. I better fight this. And then your brain tells the immune system, oh, immune system, take care of this. And the immune